So we've got our chicken, we've got our pico, we've got our guacamole. Let's get on to our borracho beans. Borracho in Spanish, if I'm not mistaken, means drunk. And that's exactly what we're gonna do with these beans. We're gonna get them stinking drunk. Little canned black beans, you can absolutely do the dry, soak overnight. And I'm doing 2 cans because my wife and I like to eat beans. You know why? Because they're a magical fruit. I'm sure you know how the song goes. So a lot of the same seasoning that we used with the chicken, we're gonna use with the beans as well. Coriander, cumin. I got an itchy nose today. Big surprise. What episode am I not itching my schnoz? So, cumin, coriander, garlic, salt, pepper, the classics, right? So coriander. And I would say at least, at least a tablespoon for 2 cans. Oh, some fresh coriander. So we've got that and that now. And then some cumin, little ground cumin. Again, same things we put in the chicken, right? So little heaping tablespoon of cumin. We're gonna go 1/2 tablespoon of salt. Because the beans themselves, unless you buy the low sodium, the beans themselves already have a bit of salt in them. So yeah, about 1/2 tablespoon there. So you don't want to oversalt the beans. Because you don't want to oversalt your beans. What else is going in here? Well, we're gonna put in a diced white onion, some jalapeno, and then some garlic. So we're dicing an onion. You can use some of the red onion if you have any left over from when you made the pico. That's absolutely acceptable. Maybe you're just doing a one-off of some beans and you happen to have a brown onion, white onion. Any old kind of Funyun is gonna work, you know what I mean? What do you like? What's the flavor that you're into? That's all that matters, baby. We're just cooking here, we ain't saving lives. We're gonna dice this onion. I hold my knife kind of up close like this, and then put my index and thumb here, and then as I cut, the onion actually braces against here, and that's how I know how deep to go. I'm not here to lie to you. If anything, I'm here to give you the brutal, honest truth. These beans are fucking delicious. That's the brutal, honest truth. That's a nice little dice. Nice little dice. And then maybe you're gonna lose a little because you work in a tiny space. Maybe you have a deluxe, very nice kitchen where you don't have a cutting board smaller than the game board of Monopoly with which to cut on. And if you do, congrats, way to go. That ain't what's happening here where I'm living. You deal with what you got. Some people cook on boats, for Christ's sakes. And I'm not talking about below deck. That's a bigger kitchen than what I got. So a full cup of diced white or brown or red onion into your pot with the beans. Go ahead, get them going, turn the flame on. Medium, high, low, and I am gonna figure out what the hell to do with the rest of these onions. How do y'all like it? About a teaspoon, heaping teaspoon of black pepper there. And now garlic. Garlic's really important in this recipe. Fresh garlic. The garlic is so good in this shit too. So I'm just gonna use these two big ass cloves. There I go, itching my nose again. It's happening, people. But you'll always notice that no part of that with which I itch my nose goes into the food, right? Very excited about this garlic. Very excited about these beans. Very excited about you. How are you? How's everything going over there? Are you having fun? Are you eating food? That's crazy. That is crazy. Nobody eats food. So taking this large clove of garlic that I smashed to get its cloves off. Now I'm cutting it in half. And we're gonna chop this shit on up. Beans are already starting to kind of get there. Oh my god! I don't want them to get too far quite yet. So I'll turn it down a little bit more. And now let's chop up some garlic. Chop up some garlic. Ever sing in the kitchen and then just start choking on your own saliva because you're such a good singer? Yeah. My life, people, my life. Lord, here we go. And then you can just see that that wasn't the garlic that just went on the floor. That was just something randomly jumping out from this ramshackle table that I have to cut on in our tiny kitchen. I could sit here all goddamn day. I don't know if you're a beer drinker. I'm not a beer drinker. Took me years, took me a long time. Because as a man, I thought I was supposed to enjoy beer. I thought, you know, it's just a taste I'll develop as I get older, as I grow into manhood, as I become more of a man's man in my manhood. My manliness will manifest a manly love of a delicious beer. And to top it off, I grew up in Wisconsin, like where beer is like water, for God's sakes. So always thought I should be into beer. And then one of my dear friends, who is also a chef, one of my close friends whom I love very much, his name is Adam. Many years ago, Adam turned to me and said, you know what, I don't like beer. I've tried. I don't like beer. I'm not gonna drink beer. And I was like, we don't have to drink beer? And I don't drink beer. You know what I mean? I will occasionally have a sippy or two, especially if I'm like drinking a Bloody Mary, but honestly, I just don't even really drink that much anymore. I have other plans of health goal plans and stuff and whatnot. So we've got our onion, we've got our garlic. Don't forget your jalapeno. So jalapeno, cut that top off. Cut your top off. And put it in half. I like a little picante, a little kick, a little spice. So I'm gonna go, again, we're gonna quarter this guy. Half of it, I'm gonna take that middle part out, and the other half I'm gonna leave the middle part in. So we got a little kick in the dick as we eat our beans here tonight. And just the whole damn jalapeno is going in here. In they go, diced you know. And now the beans are starting to cook a little bit more, my friends. We don't want them to get too far. So let me just wash my mitts. I've been talking about beer. Well, damn it, it's time. And what kind of beer, would you ask? Of course, it's going to be a Wisconsin beer. And I think, personally, the best tasting beer for these beans is Pabst Blue Ribbon. The Blue Ribbon, my friends, the PBR. This is a full-on 24 fluid ounces of PBR. If you've got a 12-ounce can, that's perfect. That'll go in. We're not gonna need, I mean, maybe we'll go half of this, which would be the normal kind of thing. You want it to be like a little soupy bean. When I smell PBR, man, it takes me back to being a kid, and my neighbor that I grew up with, his dad had like a full-on keg system in the basement. Always had PBR. His basement always smelled like somewhat stale, somewhat fresh PBR. So that's exactly where I go every single time, because that was like the first memory I ever had of the Blue Ribbon. And now we cook these beans. We're gonna let them boil for a little bit. We really want that beer to get into the beans. Thanks. Yeah. Delicious beans. Enjoy your beans, enjoy your tacos, your pico, your guac. You're set up for an entire meal that could feed you and another person, or maybe an entire family, for at least a couple of days. So thank you. Any questions, write them below in the comments. Any comments, write them below in the questions. Anything at all that you would like to say to me, ask me, I would love to correspond and help you out and do whatever I can, because damn it, I'm here to serve. Thank you so much for checking out another episode of Does This Taste Funny? Borracho Beans, listo, sexy, mwah! Enjoy. Little beans. Hot little beans. Holy Borracho.